What kind of pain and suffering did Charlie, Kirk, and Iryna Zarutska experience after being shot and stabbed in the neck? I'm Ben Bierke. I'm a board-certified spine surgeon, and about a third of my surgeries involve dissecting the anterior neck, so I will share my thoughts and discuss the surgical anatomy. Iryna was killed by someone with a long history of crime and mental illness, and Charlie was killed for expressing his ideas. We don't murder people for expressing their free speech in this country. We can share our disagreements and counterpoints in more non-violent ways than we ever could before. We need to be tolerant of other people's viewpoints, even if we find those viewpoints to be intolerant. Iryna most likely had an isolated vascular injury to the common carotid artery or internal jugular vein and lost blood relatively slowly. This is a zone 2 injury and it's potentially repairable if a surgeon is available and you can immediately fluid resuscitate. But about half a liter of blood goes through each of these vessels every minute, and she likely only had 4 liters of blood. So she probably died a slow death, experiencing almost a minute of fear, confusion, and panic before she lost consciousness. Charlie was struck with a high velocity round. This injury is a lot more devastating with a large area of cavitation, not just penetration. I think all the vessels in his neck had probably ruptured, possibly bilaterally. His brain immediately lost all perfusion within a few seconds, most likely. We're trained to estimate blood loss. He probably lost about half a liter in the first few seconds. But the more immediate injury was neurological, as we can see with his decorticate posturing, flexion of the arms, and rigid extension of the legs. That's not from a vascular injury, and it's not typical of a spinal cord injury. Even patients with embolic strokes don't experience this, so I don't think it's vascular. I think it's a neurological injury above the upper midbrain. If you slow the video, you can see that his neck expands quite a bit. The cavity from the bullet was probably several inches, and the cone of injury probably extended potentially to the midbrain. His posturing occurred within a few frames of the bullet striking his neck, around the same time it takes for the A delta or fast fibers to transmit pain. Most likely he experienced milliseconds or no pain whatsoever. You can use your freedom of speech to disagree with Charlie Kirk or even celebrate his death here. But the irony of that is that people expressing disgusting views online here expect the same protections and freedom of speech that Charlie was killed for.